damn liberals, damn global warming, I'll tell you. Monday. Nope, no sir. Cold in here. Colder than a mother.
Salutations, nerds! I'm Rick Y, the Wise Guy, and today is December 7th, 2024, and I was going to go have a little break today since it's Saturday, but the information coming out right now regarding the killing of CEO Brian Thompson has gotten a little interesting, so stick in there with me because this gravy has gotten thick. First, per the New York Times, the company was under investigation by the U.S. Senate for demonstrating the company's refusal to pay out for elder patients who had suffered both falls and strokes. The Times went on to point out that Brian Thompson had been the CEO of that division in particular that had, in that period, oversaw a mountain of insurance denials. It had gone up by like 11 to 12% while he was overseeing a period of that also substantial profit growth. Keep in mind, this was in 2021, so it wasn't that long ago. And maybe y'all remember a little health issue that was going around during that time frame that was basically affecting every human on Earth. This division posted $281 billion in revenue last year. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, but that means this dude is solely responsible for coverage denials going up, as well as his own profit margins. That, in itself, is what the majority of Americans have levied their presumptions towards when it comes to what happened to him. There was just an image perceived of another example of a rich white man stealing from poor, sick Americans to enrich himself and his other rich buddies. But it gets worse. You see, Brian Thompson and United Healthcare itself were being investigated also by the Department of Justice for violation of antitrust laws. This in turn shined lights on brand new cans of worms, wherein it appears that they had been sued because they had hid that investigation from their own investors. That's fraudulent, and most certainly grounds for all of the lawsuits. You wouldn't want to throw your own money at something that you later found out didn't disclose to you was currently being scrutinized by the feds. So they lost millions and millions of dollars in investments because they weren't privy to information that they were legally entitled to before starting any kind of business venture with United Health. But it gets worse. See, not only was Brian Thompson hiding that pertinent information to his own investors, but, get this, he and the entire leadership of corporate sold all of their shares at once overnight because he knew but wouldn't disclose this information to anyone who wasn't going to make an immediate profit. He swindled millions from investors. This is called insider trading, and it's a massive felony. Think Enron and Martha Stewart. And this isn't a one-off. When you're finished here, check out Steward Healthcare. Holy shit. So, in summary, he oversaw a record spike in patient denials and profited from it while Americans suffered and even died. Then he lied to his own investors, hid federal criminal activity, and dumped his stock, screwing over all of them by tens of millions of dollars. I'm not a huge fan of speculation when it comes to these things, but I do like looking at the evidence that has stockpiled from time to time and panning out to see what it's looking like. So for anyone who doesn't know me personally, I don't condone vigilantism because on a macro level, it only really enforces anarchy. So I'm not going to say that what happened was a good thing. What I am going to do, though, is logically unpack something out loud, regardless of how dark it may seem. Who's with me? Now let's just say I'm a super wealthy and got screwed out of millions by some much screlly hedge fund bro. And I was in the game of punking people out of their money during the worst periods of their lives. I invest in insurance companies. That's what I do. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure who would be noble enough not to retaliate for the actions against my portfolio. This Brian Thompson fella felt more than comfortable dipping into it. I'm sure I can find, let's say, a disgruntled patient scorned over by this man's abhorrent behavior over the years and exploit it for some cash. Who knows? Shit's getting grimy. But legit, I need to sincerely thank the Occupy Democrats YouTube channel for bringing this to light and helping me communicate it to my viewers. I'm not a Democrat, but I listen to both sides of the arguments. And what's really interesting is they did do a lot of the heavy lifting on this. And if you want, I'm starting to see that this is one of those few things that we're all kind of coming together around. So check out their YouTube. Torches and pitchforks of both red and blue flame just coming together. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to bring you what I can because my popcorn bucket is officially out. So stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay decent. Deuces.